overran and occupied most of Europe, they too used the term common brotherhood.
This was Indonesia in the mid-1960s. Books were burned and popular democracy crushed when General Suharto came to power. In the West, Indonesia was seen as an investor's paradise, a huge market, rich in oil and other natural resources. Richard Nixon called Indonesia the greatest prize in Southeast Asia. Suharto and his generals were welcome to the free world. This is Indonesia today. These people are secretly unearthing a mass grave of victims of Suharto's military coup. An estimated 500,000 of his own people were killed, most of them landless peasants accused of being communists. Declassified documents show that the United States actively supported the Indonesian generals. The American ambassador assured them that Washington is sympathetic with and admiring of what the army is doing. These people are finding the bones of relatives whose murder almost 30 years ago was the precursor for the coming genocide in East Timor. In September 1974, the Australian Prime Minister Gough Whitlam flew to Indonesia to meet General Suharto. Whitlam regarded good relations with Indonesia as vital to Australia's strategic and economic interests in Asia. Whitlam had supported the rights of small nations all over the world, but he believed East Timor was different. According to journalists briefed by Australian officials, Whitlam's clear signal to Suharto was that East Timor should become part of Indonesia. Whitlam believed, said the Sydney Morning Herald, that an independent Timor would be an unviable state and a potential threat to the area.
During those meetings, Mr. Whitlam really made three things fairly clear. One was that when East Timor came to be decolonised, he thought it would be logical and sensible for it to become part of Indonesia, because after all, the Indonesian archipelago already surrounded it. Secondly, he put the view that that should be achieved through an act of self-determination, and had in mind, I think, a period of sort of education preparation. And thirdly, he made it also plain that if the situation did deteriorate, force should not be used.
Weren't the East Timorese, as far as Western governments are concerned, and especially Australia, simply expendable?
Not as far as Australia was concerned. Australia has a considerable debt to